Another day goes by and no announcement on the XRP settlement, but there are some continuations of some pretty interesting stuff, namely the latest developments with the SEC and an important timescale for that SEC settlement, all of which we see the SEC continuing to sue people. What's going on with Ripple? We'll break it all down for you in this video. If that's something you're enjoying, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Let's get right into it. So welcome back to the markets, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's talk a little bit more about XRP. But first, let's take a view of the market. $63,000 on Bitcoin, down about 0.7% on the day. It's been incredibly volatile, ranging between about 62.2 up to anything between 64 and 65K, which we kind of said we would expect as we build a new floor at these kind of higher levels. Again, I always talk about this on my live stream. What is expensive? Because what someone's expensive is someone else's entry point. So I guess we're building this level potentially then for our next move to the upside. But XRP did take a little bit of a pullback, about 2.5%, nothing too crazy, $1.1 billion worth of volume going through today, but still holding a decent price range. We'll take a look at the technical charts in just a minute and how that is all playing out. But what ultimately is going on? What are we waiting for? And I guess to summarize it, this is a pretty good article. We're waiting for the sealed documents, which may give us an insight into exactly what's happened. Now, there is a lot of discussions going on. There's equally a timeline. We are expecting some public documents coming tomorrow. You can see there the SEC seals the reply brief against Ripple, public versions due May 8th, which, again, at the time when you guys see this video, will probably be May 8th. We'll have a bit of time to come out. But again, these are the two options we've got. Is it going to be somewhere around 2 billion or is it going to be sub 10 million? These sealed documents, albeit some will be redacted, some will be certainly censored in terms of what comes out, will give us a sentiment of what's happening. Will give us a view as to exactly where this could go. And there's a lot of clever minds in this space that will certainly break that down much more than I can. And again, it's going to be very much around the judge, Annalisa Torres, how that sits, what her thought process is, and ultimately, therefore, giving us a direction that we might go in. And I think that is also very, very important. What does it look like from a timeline perspective? Well, look, we see here under the joint proposal, the parties would further be required to file public redacted versions of all documents within 14 days of the court's ruling of the omnibus sealing motions, the official documents read. So we're still in a way where we're going to get this proposed presented by May 8th, but there are also no only advancements scheduled for this month. On May 13th, court enemies are set to file omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the remedies briefings, such documents and declarations, and supporting exhibits. So we're still a little bit what it feels like away from a decision. I was hoping we could get something yesterday. Does feel like this may head on into the back end of May. Now, I guess the point here is there is no specific timelines attached to this. And ultimately, this is a landmark decision. The SEC continuing to sue people. They're getting out there. Once again, we see that with Robinhood, as well as Gary Gensler giving his view once again on Ethereum this morning on CNBC News. So very interesting indeed. What's crazy, though, is XRP seems to be having a pretty good time. You may say 2-bit. What are you talking about? The price is only at 53 cents. Think about everything that's going on. Think about now the SEC, in my opinion, playing distraction technique. They're suing anyone who they possibly can. Why? Because the XRP Ripple case is such a monumental point. Now, interestingly, the Ripple price, however, bouncing off that 200 exponential moving average resistance level at 5.6 could be a good indicator. The MACD, again, looking at breaching a resistance and then potentially heading on up to a 63-cent price range, all of which giving us a very bullish, optimistic view. Again, this is kind of going to be interesting as it starts to sit in terms of the technical sides, but a 5% move higher to 58 cents could absolutely give us a 15% slump down to that strong support level at 48 cents if we are just in the general market economics. If, however, we are in a world where we finally get the settlement and it sits on the side of Ripple, then expect a pretty explosive price point. Lots of people predicting a strong move, and we've seen this a number of times with Ripple. You only have to look at the daily chart as an example, and you can see some of the key parts where we saw big moves in the kind of market pricing where we got announcements from the court case. So we know that there is a significant amount of inflows to come in. Even just the rumor mill going of an ETF for XRP spiked the price up to 72 cents. And that news and announcement when Ripple did finally get the first win under their belt against the SEC, that was ultimately where we got this big spike up back here in July. So there is absolutely money flow to come into the market. But my opinion, and I've always said this, people are sat waiting for that push. So in my opinion, it's a matter of time. We're going to keep you updated as the days go by, but it is a countdown clock until we finally get that value. Once those documents are released, don't forget, follow me on social media and I will get those out to you guys. And that's going to give us a direction. My view, I think it's under 10 million. I think XRP is deemed not a security. The settlement is in our favor and price will explode. As always, though, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for all the daily cryptocurrency content you are going to need in this bull market. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.